How does Amazon assess the profitability health of your vendor account? Hi, my name is Martin Heubel. I'm an e-commerce strategy consultant and former senior vendor manager at Amazon. And if you want to take a look at how your margins are doing, you need to take a look at two margin metrics at Amazon. And this is your PPM, so the front margin or the ratio between your actual cost price and the average selling price in the market segment, and your net PPM, which describes the same as your PPM, but it also includes your backend conditions or trade terms. And the way an Amazon vendor manager is looking at these two metrics is that they are comparing them as a benchmark against the year-over-year performance of the last trailing 12 months. At the same time, they're not only looking at your account, but they are also looking at the wider category performance benchmark. So how does your margin performance compare to the wider category? And how does the absolute margin actually compares to the best in class and average of the category? Now, a lot of vendors will wonder why nowadays they have quite high terms with Amazon. And this usually derives out from the fact that their front-end margins, so the PPM, is quite low or even below zero. So of course, a vendor manager has to find quite creative ways in order to increase the backend terms so that they can compensate in the backend margin, so the net PPM, for the loss that is often derived and coming from the front margin, so your PPM. And this is actually something that brands can not only exploit, but they need to understand, simply because if their front margin is on a steady decline, then this typically means that they or another department in their organization is not fully aligned to their e-commerce strategy, which means Amazon as a price follower will actually match certain prices of, for example, a bulk discount that somebody has given to a distributor or wholesaler, and thereby you are actually, as the Amazon account manager, having a very hard time to compensate and offset that issue. So whenever you are actually seeing certain issues in your profitability, always ask yourself, is it coming from your front or from your backend margin? Is it driven by price erosion in the market segment? And if so, can you actually adapt your cost prices to be more competitive for Amazon? Because that in turn will also avoid conversations with your vendor manager to endlessly increase your backend terms to compensate for the non-competitiveness of your cost price base in the front margin. I hope this answered this question for you today. If you have any questions or comments, then definitely make sure to leave them down below the video. I also launched just now a JBP negotiation training, which helps you to understand how to actually navigate JBPs with Amazon. If that is of interest for you, then definitely make sure to check out the link in the comments below. And I hope to see you soon.